Hey, Model Railroaders, it's Steve 87th here, giving you guys a little bit of a walkthrough on what's been going on with me in the last couple of weeks. This is kind of an update and telling you guys what I got going on. Okay, so let's see what's happening. So, number one, let's go to our problem child here. So, plugged it in, got it going. The lights were all working and everything like that, like you guys saw. And then all of a sudden, the whole thing went dead. So I know that there's at least one wire that broke that I have to resolder. Let me see here. There's a white wire that's hanging out. It's just loose. I got to figure out where that goes. I don't know if any of my power supply wires are taken off, but there's a lot of stuff that I did and worked on this, and I'm a little tired of it right now. So I'm going to take a break from that. So it'll be a little while before you guys see another update on the crane. And there's a few reasons for that. But I'm going to show you some of the things that's going to help me. Basically, this has been a very, very difficult build to try to get all that stuff in there and to try to do some of the things that I've been doing. So we are going to change the way we do things just a little bit. And hopefully that will work for the better. And there's some things that I got that might help me. Okay, so wanted to go over a few things today, and we're going to kind of go backwards. First is Amazon days. So I went and got some things in Amazon that Bella is now checking out for you guys to see if everything's kosher. She's got to get in the picture somehow. So the first thing I got was a big bottle of glycerine. All right, so that's going to help me with my airbrushing. So hopefully I can cut some of the airbrush. When a lot of people have been saying to use this, it helps it flow. It helps the paints and all that flow a little bit better through your airbrushes. So they say you can find it in drugstores and stuff like that. Every time we went into a drugstore, we couldn't find it. So they actually had it online. So we went and bought it there because it was easier to find. Okay. The next thing that I got. This is one of the things that I'm going to need to help me out. Liquid electrical tape. So I told you I was having a lot of problems with those wires, okay? And then the next thing that's down there is also going to help me too. So one of the problems that I was having with the wires is that the shrink tubing that I got wouldn't shrink down far enough. So it would be too pliable. I also had to heat it up too much in some cases, which would then hurt some of the wire and things like that, which made the wires a little bit more brittle again. So the electrical tape, the liquid electrical tape, will allow me to take care of those bonds a little bit better, and it'll actually make it a little bit smaller in there so I can do some things with those wires that I've been trying to figure out what to do with. Okay, and then the last thing that I got a helping hands. Now, this one's a little bit different because it also has, it not only is the helping hands with the magnifying glass and the light, which a lot of them have and all that, but this one, it has the soldering iron, so I can have the soldering iron real nice and close to my work. But the other thing that this does, which is what I was telling you guys about, that I have a lot of problems with the wires, holding the wires. This has got a hard bar for the alligator clips. So what that's going to allow me to do is actually position these two so that they're holding the wires on a flat surface, hopefully. I mean, you know how these things are. They're a little bit weak and all that kind of stuff. And that's one of the problems. And so then the actual wires themselves will be flat on a surface that they can be held at. Okay, so one of the biggest problems that I'm having is holding the wires flat and flush so that I can solder them together. And when I've used my hands that have the more wiry type things that you can position them in different positions, they don't seem to stay as well. So we're going to try this. And this was another one of my Amazon buys. So, and then you can see here that it's a magnifying glass as well. There's also more magnifying glasses that you can put on there, plus you have the light. So I'm going to hope that between the wiring, the electrical tape, and this, it will help me out a lot more to get those wires smaller, shorter, and also actually thinner than what I needed to do before. And I also want to thank everybody for all their help on how to strip those tiny little wires so that I actually have some wires to strip. Okay, so what am I going to do in the meantime, right? So I got a little bit of a time before I get my mindset back on that. Well, I went out and bought some things. There's a couple of different piles of stuff that I have to show you guys, and I'm going to do that. So hold on just a second. Okay, so first off is my eBay and local hobby shop purchases. Got another truck. The hobby shop is Online Trains in Tacoma, Washington. He's pretty good. He usually has some decent things. And a lot of times he has some older stuff too, so it's easier to find things. He also does some reselling. So this just goes to my regular construction fleet that I've got making, right, from Online Trains. And then the other thing that I got was the chemical plant that I'm going to do does a lot of overseas. So I need to start collecting these containers, the cargo liquid containers. So I was able to get 5 of those. The cool thing was a couple of them were not built and a couple of them were built. So the ones that were built were just a little bit less than the ones that weren't built. And these are really, really simple to put together. It takes about 5 or 6 minutes. I took my time to put it together and make it look really nice. And they fit together really well. So that's my first start on my intermodals for those. So that's going to take a little while. The other thing that I got, that's a Broadway Limited item. And it's something that I should have bought when they first came out, but I didn't. Mainly because on the layout that comes in the future, right? I do have a future layout like everybody else. I am going to have a food storage place that has cold storage. So I was able to pick up off of eBay for under $40 one of the cryogenic cars. It's not necessarily the one that I wanted, but they really, really look nice. They're extremely detailed. From Broadway. I don't want to take it out of the box because then I got to put it all back into it. Well, wait, maybe we can take it out real quick. I always get confused on how to take these boxes apart. Oh, maybe that's why. Okay, so we got to pull it out and then it comes apart. So you can see here, this is quite detailed and very, very delicate. It's got extra shields up on the top. It's got all the piping down here. Really nice detail on the bottom. Metal wheels. Looks like Katy couplers. Stay out bars on it and all that. This is all fine metal, as well as the stairs that go up there. But the thing is the plant that I'm going to actually model, which will just really, I'm just going to make it out of the Cornerstone refrigerated plant. They actually take in cold storage, nitrogen and stuff like that for their freezing processes and all that. So that was kind of a neat little buy. Okay, so now I'll show you some of the other stuff I got. Okay, so this is my other pile of stuff that I was able to get. A friend of mine from work, one of his good friends had passed away. And so he had a decent size DC HO scale layout with cars in pretty good shape. So now what's really neat is I was able to pick up all of this stuff that I got here. I paid a little bit too much for it probably, but again, it was somebody who passed in the family and he was trying to get rid of a lot of things. There's a lot of other things, but um, they didn't work for me, but there was some really nice stuff that they had. But I was able to go ahead and help him out, and he gave me first pick on everything. So I was able to get quite a few covered hoppers for BNSF. So I got one covered hopper, some older Walters covered hoppers. These are, which ones are they? These are these covered hoppers. I don't have my glasses on. The 50-foot air slides. Okay, so that's two of them. And he also had a 2-pack of them as well. So they're all full road names and all that kind of stuff. So that was 4 air slide covered hoppers, which was kind of nice. And they're all in awesome condition. They're pretty much brand new. And they saw very little use, I think, which was kind of nice. Next thing I got, again, because I hope you guys know, part of my train is going to be gotta have a lot of hoppers. Let's just say that. So I was able to see that he also had 4 more hoppers. So I was able to get a couple of different hoppers from Proto 2000. They're PS2 CDs, the 4427s. So we got that one. And so I was able to get 4 of these. This one is, I think it's a Chicago Northwestern. You can see they're all brand new in the box. They haven't been touched yet. So those would be some fun things to put together. There's 2 of those type ones. They are from the Lifelike Proto 2000 series. But again, that's pretty nice. So TLDX E and D, which is a yellow one. This other one, I think you can actually see the yellow one. Perhaps. Yep. So there's the TLTX. Really nice yellow and black on that. That's going to be a really nice kind of hopper to deal with. It's all a covered hopper. So at least I hope they are. Yep, it says covered. And then the last one is a SLF. Again, oh, it's a Frisco. So I got a Frisco one, which this will be kind of nice. I can go ahead and weather that one up quite a bit and all. See, there's quite a few more pieces and all. So I got some projects, which is 4. So that gives me another 8 more hopper cars, which is pretty cool. And then the other thing that he had was still pretty much new in the box, the 53-foot well cars from Walters. So 3 of them. They are not 18. They're the individual ones. So that means I got 3 different road numbers. They have a little bit of work. Oh, no, sorry. They are tag-alongs. So it is a 3-piece set. Nice weight to them. Nice and heavy, which some of them aren't that well done. So, I mean, look at this. Brand new. Really, really good shape. Might have plastic wheels with metal. I'll have to check that out. Have to do some replacements. But it looks like I can put in a bar or I can make them singular, which I'll probably wind up doing, making them singular. So that was really kind of nice. So it was kind of nice that I was able to help him help the guy's sister to get rid of these things. And that was a really nice pack for me to get done. Now, the last thing that I got, which I just found out the other day, and I'll show you why I needed this stuff. That's scratch building supplies, but these are different scratch building supplies than what Vinny likes to have. So these are all lumber. I found out that I needed some lumber for one of my projects that I'm going to show you that we're going to work on. And so I went to this company, Clapper. And the reason I went to this company is because their prices weren't bad. And their plant is actually about 2.5 miles from my house. So I was able to actually go over there and pick these up, so I didn't have to pay shipping. They have a straight shipping fee of like $10, which isn't that bad. But the cool thing is it's all scale lumber. Everything that I got is scale lumber. So see if you guys can see. I got 6x8s, 1x3, 1 by 6, 1 by 8, 1 by 12. Then I got 2 by 4, 2 by 6, 2 by 10, 2 by 12. I got 4 by 4s, 4 by 6s, and some more 4 by 8s. So I got a nice rounded variety of lumber that I need to do and all that kind of stuff. When actually the lumber that I actually needed, I needed the 2 by 12s. And I will go show you why I needed the 2 by 12s in a minute. But another thing that they had, which I thought was really cool, they actually sell what they call fuzz. All right, so look how thin, look how fine this is. This is actually their medium sawdust. And they sell this in bags. It's not that expensive either, but it's much more fine than most of the stuff that we get from just cutting things. So mind you, they have another one that's even finer than this. And they have one that's a little bit rougher. So this company, Kepler, who's right out of Arlington, Washington here, and you can find them at, well, let me see if I can get this to focus, at Kepler.com. There we go. At Kepler.com, K-A-P-P-L-E-R. Actually, Kepler Mill and Lumber. And you can see here, the address is KeplerUSA.com. They sell all around the world. They have lumber, they have scaled lumber in every scale, including outside ties for up to G and even larger scale that's made out of cedar so that it actually can go outside. So I'll put a link to their website below and you guys can go check them out. But they have very, very high precision machines and these are supposed to be extremely close to scale. So let me show you why I needed some of this lumber and maybe a project that I'm going to do in the future. Well, okay, I think I showed you guys a little while ago. I went and painted a whole bunch of my 3D objects. Cars, trucks, vehicles, back ends of trucks, cars, trailers. I also did some other smaller items. I have a helicopter that I got to do. I got nice little compressors. First thing I started on. Okay, got some of these guys got to be done. I can't remember what they're called right now. The Bobcats, right? And I also got a whole bunch of these little forklifts and all. So I need to paint all of those up. But one of the things that I had in this whole project setup that I need to do is I got a tag-along trailer, a flatbed tag-along trailer. I've already got the wheels for it and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is this is a 3D printed object. And if you can see, there's actually the metal. This would be represents the metal, but this is wood. But the thing is the way that this is meant to be is that I have to put wooden decking in there. And so the wood decking that's supposed to go in there are 2 by 12s. Oops, are the 2 by 12s. So the 2 by 12s are actually going to fit on the top of this deck to make it a wooden deck. So I needed 2 by 12s, and while I was in there, I decided I'm doing lumber yards and all that, so why don't I get 2 by 4s and 2 by 6s and all those things that we need for a lumber yard, and maybe make some lumber bundles or a lumber load. And then I got to thinking, those are also really good sides for building other little things, little buildings, little outcroppings, carports, and stuff like that. So that's why I wound up getting all of that lumber. So I'm going to turn my attention for a little bit to painting, and there's a reason behind that. I'll explain now. Okay, so why do I need to change? The crane is getting me a little bit frustrated. It's really tough to do. There's a lot of work that has to be done with it, and I have to go back and pretty much redo everything that I just did. Okay, so there's a couple of things that are going on in my life right now, just like everybody else, all right? I work in the aerospace industry, so there's been a lot of turmoil with that at my actual job. I don't know how many people know this, but my wife actually worked at the same company that I did, and she just recently got laid off. So we were going through the whole layoff stuff and trying to get her retrained and get some other work done and all that. At the same time, one of the things that was a benefit is I actually got a promotion while I was at work. So of course we know what happens with a promotion. Well, yeah, you get more money. Yeah, but what really happens at a promotion, they start putting more things onto you. So one of my jobs, my basic job at work is to take in information from one or more of the production lines, figure out how we can resolve their issue, and then put it across the entire corporation. Okay, so that's what my bodily function is. So you guys can understand that that is a bit of a frustrating job. There's a lot of people to talk to. There's a lot of people with differing opinions. And in my company right now too, there's a lot of just get it done. We don't care how to do it, but we're regulatory driven. So we also have to watch out for that. So what that does is it puts me into longer days. Even though I'm working from home and my hobby shop is right upstairs and all that, there are days where I am in meetings all day long and it's very draining. So to come up here and troubleshoot my crane and figure out what's wrong with it and resolder all of the things that I have to resolder, it's not something that I want to do right now. So we're going to put that series on hold. I know that kind of sucks. It sucks for me too, because I would love to have had something else running. And I think I'm going to do some painting. And so I'm not going to show you guys as much painting because I think you guys all know how to paint. But what I will do is probably show you guys what comes out on the end. So not an excuse video or anything like that. Just a lot of things going on in my life right now. And actually, I'm on vacation this entire week. We're going to get away for a little while. I'm going to get at least one day of rail fanning in and all. So that's one of the reasons why it's been hard for me to get on the live streams and even falling behind on watching my videos and all that. So my Saturday is going to be spent watching some videos and all and catching up with you guys. So that the bad news is not going to be finishing the crane in the very near future. I hope to get it all done before the end of the year. But there's some other projects that I've got to go and that I'm going to do and I'm going to put together. So I will still be catching up with you guys. Just wanted to let you all know. And so that's all I've got for this week. So my videos normally come out irregularly. Hopefully there's some good information and things that you guys see on them. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, comment, or anything like that that you want. And, you know, just keep watching, and I will see you guys in the chats and stuff like that. So until next time, this is Steve87 saying thanks for watching, and keep on model railroading.